Alright, what's going on YouTube? How you guys doing today? Today we got to title this video, and it is 12s are louder than 18s. So what I mean by that is, in a lot of circumstances, 12s are going to be the best option and going to be better than 18s. I've had 10s, 12s, 15s, 18s. I hadn't had nothing bigger than that. No 21s, no 24s, or nothing like that. But I have had 12s, and that's what I got in here right now. So why do I think 12s are better than 18s? Well, one, because you can fit 12s almost anywhere. You can fit 2, 4 12s in the back of a car. Whereas 18s, you normally cannot fit. And maybe you can fit one 18 in there, but if you have the right box, you're probably not gonna be able to fit 2 18s in the back of a trunk. Not saying you can't, but it's definitely pretty difficult to do. So 2 12s, the cone area for that is 226 inches squared versus 118, which is 254 inches squared. So in theory, as cone area, 118 should be louder than 2 12s. So as far as that aspect, yes, because a lot of times cone area is king, especially for like windy demos and things like that. But one thing you got to think about is, for 2 12s, you can put normally more power on those 2 12s than that 118. If you take two of the exact same speakers, the same lineup, so let's take these U's for example. You put two 12s, two of these U12s against one U18. So you have decent quality box, a decent quality everything. You got the same power, everything like that. In a well-built box, it's just going to depend, because there's different variables. Especially for like U12s, a lot of the times the FS is a little bit higher, especially the U series. So I think the FS of these are in the 40s, which FS basically just means frequency the subwoofer likes the most. That's basically what that is. And as you get bigger, so 15s, 18s, normally the FS is a little lower than some of the smaller subs, just because they play a little bit lower. But 12s are normally the most popular size for everyone to use. They're a lot cheaper. So if it's budget specific, a lot of times you can get 2 12s decently cheap. Normally they'll be about $100 cheaper than an 18 will be. So if it's budget, 12s would probably be the best budget option to go with. It's all in preference of what you want. You know, if you want to get loud, you know, the 2 12s have more potential to put more power. So you can put, let's say you put double the power on the 12s versus that 118, the 2 12s are more than likely going to be louder because of that more power. Obviously it depends on the box specs. If you use the right tuning and everything like that, the 2 12s can probably handle more power, and it's probably going to be louder. So it just depends. So let's see, it all depends on the quality of the box. If you take 2 12s in a good quality box, somebody took time, built that box, tuned right specs, perfect for those subs, versus 118, you know, it can be a decent quality sub. But if it's in a terrible box, like it's just a prefab box, it's just thrown together, it's not really in the right specs, it's not going to be as good as them 2 12s. Them 2 12s will shine in a great box versus, you know, it can be a good quality sub. But if it's in a prefab box, if it's not tuned right, a box makes the world of difference. You know, in a future video, I'm going to do like some things to help with SPL, you know, help get louder. Well, box is one of those things. If you do not have a good box, you will not, it's just not going to be loud. It's not going to be good. If it's not the right tuning, you know, it definitely depends on the subs, but you want to have the right tuning for the box. If you don't, it's just going to sound terrible. It's not going to be loud. And basically, you're just going to get pooped on by basically like 2 12s. The person can have them in the trunk, it can be louder than you with 118, man. It just depends on the specs of everything. So, also the build quality. Prefab is not going to be as loud as something you took your time out, you build it, you know, you make 2-3 layer baffles, you know, you have it stacked up, you have it sounding good, you have all the right specs. It's not going to be as loud. I promise you, a well-built box, it's going to shine and it is going to destroy you. So that's why I think 2 12s would be ideal and can outbeat almost, not every 18, Because, I mean, if you take, for example, you take two Boss 12s versus a Sundown ZV518, it's not going to beat that. I don't care what you do. You can almost put that in a terrible box, that Sundown, and it's probably still going to be loud. But, you know, if you do decent quality subs, 212s are normally going to beat it if it's in a terrible box. I'm not saying it's going to beat a ZV5. I'm not saying that at all. But in a well-built box, you got bracing, you got everything like that, a lot of times 212s will destroy that 118. Not all the time, but most of the time, 212s will destroy a 15 and 18. Like I said, don't at me or nothing like that. I'm not saying that's always the case, but majority of the times, 212s can handle more power. You can put more power on it. Now, obviously, if you do, like I said, them two Boss 12s versus ZV518, you know, that's not even really a fair comparison. So, I mean, we're talking about, like, if we use two of these 12-inch U's versus 18-inch U, you can normally put more power on the U12, and you get the right build quality, build specs. A lot of times, in 212s can be louder and will be louder than that 118. Cone area is king. That is one of the most important things in getting loud. But if you have multiple speakers, you can have a chance that you can put more power to those speakers, and that also will help be louder. So, hope you guys learned a little bit from this. Main takeaway is, one, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. 212s, 118, whatever you got, it doesn't matter. Whatever fits your budget, whatever you like. But in my opinion, 212s will be more beneficial than just 118. I've had both setups. I've had 418s. I've had these 1212s, 212s, 210s, 215s, 218s. I've had it all. And to me, 12s are the best route to go. Cheaper, a little bit more affordable, and had a potential to sound the best. So, all right, guys. Peace out. Adios. We'll get to another topic another day. Be safe.